Well, good morning, healing warriors. How are you all doing today on this beautiful Thursday morning? It is really gorgeous here in San Diego. It's like a beautiful fall day, and the sky is so like crisp and blue, and it's just a little bit chilly outside. We just love it. If you don't know me, my name is Dorinda Smith. And I'm that autoimmune disease research scientist who wound up getting her own set of autoimmune diseases. But then, of course, you know the story. I learned how to heal. And I did it using personalized functional medicine. And as I was trained at the PhD level as, specifically as high as you can go in learning about autoimmune diseases, right? That was my thing. Even before I even knew that I suffered from any autoimmune disease complications. But the truth is that I was developing autoimmune disease from the time I was a teenager, is when I first started having my symptoms. Didn't even realize it because guess what? We didn't have all the knowledge that we have now, right? And truthfully, what we see is that even most conventional doctors today still don't understand how to think in a systems biology way, right? That includes all of the latest science that we've developed over the last 20, 30 years, right? Especially in the last 10 years. I mean, we're talking an avalanche, just exponential growth in the science. And so there is so much more that we can do now. So if you have a doctor who's still telling you that you're incurable, poof, right? Fire him. That's no longer true, or teach him. One of the two, because that's just no longer true. Right. And so you do need to have someone on your healthcare team who can help to teach you what functional medicine is all about, what all this new science can do for you, right? And so, this morning, what I want to talk to you very specifically is about training your mind, right? Because, we know getting well, it all starts here. If you just continue, like I did for the longest time, being brainwashed by old school conventional medicine when it comes to chronic illness, right? And they're telling you, well, sorry, here, just take your steroids, here, just, take your biologicals, here, take your pain medication. This is the best we can do for you. So sorry. And you believe that, then are you ever going to find a way out of that paradigm? Right? And so you do need to open your mind and you need to train your mind to learn what else is out there, because obviously conventional medicine, when it comes to chronic illness, does not work. They're great at triage. They're great at, you know, if you get in a car accident, or if you have something, very, very specific, like, okay, we know that you've got a staph infection. Let's fix that staph infection, right? But when it comes to chronic illness, we like to say that you've got about maybe 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 different holes in a leaky roof, right? And the rain is coming in through all of those different holes. Those are all the little things that are wrong with you from a systemic biology level, right? Um, right? Little things that are throwing your balance off, your cellular functioning balance. And those things make a big difference. And so, if you didn't watch the interview that I played yesterday with Dr. Mark Hyman and Dr. Jeffrey Bland, I'm going to post it again in the comments below, because literally every single person needs to watch this interview, and you need to sit down and watch it carefully. Don't be off, farting around with the kids or doing whatever else you're doing and not really listening, because this interview is packed with information. And once you get it and you hear that, you're never going to be able to go back to just thinking the old school way anymore, because we really do have new science that can help. And Dr. Bland tells a story about his father. Well, there's several cool stories of healing in this interview, but one story that he tells about his father, you've got to hear it for yourself, right? It's truly remarkable. And so people tend to, in our day and age, we tend to think of, vitamins and little supplements and things like that as just little things. We tend to very much minimize the power and the information that is in your food. We very much minimize that. I even had a rheumatologist once tell me that, well, when I first started hearing the inklings about changing my diet when I was very ill, I had a rheumatologist tell me that, well, that might help you like 5%. It's really not that big of a deal. So you might as well just go ahead and eat whatever you want. Right. And, bless her heart. And I loved my roomie. She was an awesome woman, but bless her heart, she didn't have the current science. Right. And if she had, she might have been able to steer me to get better faster back then. And this is what we're dealing with right now, right? Functional personalized medicine does work. The latest science does work. It clearly helps people. It took me from being on Social Security disability and not being able to even do dishes. And right, it took me from being a very, very, very sick person to being healthier than I've ever felt in my life in my 50s. Hello, right? I mean, this is what functional medicine does for people. But if people are still believing what their old school trained doctors are telling them about chronic illness and autoimmune disease, then you're never going to break out of that paradigm. And I did. I believed her. I believed her. And so I did. I continued to eat whatever I wanted, right? Continuing to make myself more and more inflamed, continuing to make myself worse and worse and worse. Did she even know that I had the genetics, the HLA genetics? Did she even know that I had the genetics that would predispose me to developing celiac disease? Did she have a clue? Did she even know to test that in me? No, she didn't. Right? If she had known this science, she could have saved me years and years of suffering. But she didn't know, right? And it's kind of not her fault. This is the way conventional medicine trains, right? This is, it's not taught in medical schools yet, right? It's the evolution of medicine. It's the evolution of science. And, the studies have been done to show that the actual using of the new science in practice lags behind the discovery by about, on average, 17 years. So we're in this very exciting time in medical science right now where we can actually use the new science, but unfortunately, it's not being taught completely in medical schools yet. It's just starting to be taught. All the information about our gut health and our epigenetics is just starting to be taught in medical schools, right? And so those brand new doctors coming through are starting to learn it. And, when people do when doctors do their ongoing training, which they're required to do, then they're learning bits and pieces of it. But wow, practicing medicine the old school conventional way and practicing medicine from a functional systems biology perspective are two widely different disciplines. And the old school model of, insurance reimbursement and, you getting to see your doctor for a lousy 10 or 15 minutes and then you're out the door, that simply does not work with personalized functional medicine. We have to go way deeper than that. Your first consultation with a functional professional should be about an hour and a half, if not even a little bit longer, right? And then when we meet with you to do test analyses and to revamp your protocol and to teach you lifestyle practices, these are not 10-minute conversations that are easily reimbursable by the insurance, right? This is not the way it works. We can't just herd people in and out like cattle through our offices and expect them to get well. And hence why people with chronic illness don't get well. Or they might get some symptom relief from different pharmaceuticals, but they're not doing anything about the underlying root cause of the problem. And that's what personalized functional medicine does. So I would love everyone to, everyone hearing my voice, take the time rather than, if you care about your own health, rather than watching something stupid on TV or, continuing for an hour to watch these, election results, people drone on and argue back and forth. Okay. Right. It's stressful. Turn it off. Right. And watch this video instead, because that little bit of time that you spend watching this video is going to it's going to change your mind. It's going to help you to understand that, yes, there are new things that you can do. And yes, you should be doing them. And if you're not doing them, you are literally wasting your time. But not only that, you're allowing yourself to get worse and worse and worse as you allow that chronic inflammation to continue in your body, right? And that will only lead you to having more and more little symptoms and diagnoses and right. Okay. And that's just, in the words of, the immortal Barney Fife, that's just stupid. I know I say that all the time because I love Barney Fife. He's so funny. So, okay. So, you know, you got to do this, but you got to train your mind first. You have to understand that this is not just, some new fad or some new, right? It's science. It's the evolution of scientific medicine, right? That, these are things that we've learned, that we know about human biology and animal biology, and we can use this to help us to get better. And so I would love you to watch that video and then put a comment below, right? And say, hey, give me the one thing that stood out to you that really made you go flip and go, wow, I didn't really get that before. But now after watching this video, wow, now my eyes are opened. There's been a little flip in me. I've learned a little more today, right? I would love you to put what you've learned in the comments below, right? Because, I'm not just coming on here every day just, to talk to myself, right? My whole mission in life is to teach you how to do what I did, right? So that you can experience the vibrant health and the energy and the joy that I feel, right? I want that to happen for you. And I know that you need to be trained in order for that to happen, right? And so do that today, please do that today. I'm going to put it in the comments again, but it's also going to be, if you just look at yesterday's functional Facebook Live, then you'll see it there too. And you'll see the pictures with Dr. Mark Hyman and Dr. Jeffrey Bland. And Dr. Jeffrey Bland and Dr. Mark Hyman are actually we can call them both the fathers of functional medicine. They've both done so much amazing work. And every time I've seen this video many times, and every time I watch them talk, or I go see them, at a conference or something, my heart is just filled with just so much love and thankfulness and joy. And really, it can make me cry. It really can, because I just, without their work and everything that they've done, I would still be laying in bed most of the time. I would still be so sick that I couldn't take care of my granddaughter like she should be taken care of, right? And so they have completely changed my life. They've completely changed, who I am. They've allowed me to have my purpose as a scientist back again, right? And taught me all the new science. And it's just, it's perfect. And I couldn't be more fulfilled or happier doing what I do, teaching you how to do this. I just couldn't be, right? And so if you want to learn more about how to do this, If you watch the video and you're like, okay, I know I need to do something, right? Then get in touch with us, right? You can also, I always put in the links our free training. You can always go to our website. There's a thing that you can click there that says become a client, and you can put your information in, and we're going to sit down and have a conversation with you about whether a good comprehensive functional medicine program is a good fit for you. And if it is, and if it sounds like, it's something that you can put your heart into, and you can, jump in with both feet and do this, then great. Then we're going to accept you as a client, and you can get going. And you can really start learning everything that you need to do in order to take yourself from where you are now to a place like where I am, right? And, we don't say that it's, that the science is 100% perfect for every single person, because it's just not yet, right? But if people apply themselves, we know everybody gets better. How much better is going to depend on you and your body, but everybody gets better. And, I don't have, literally, not that I know of, I don't have any clients who are not wildly satisfied with what they've learned and the changes that are occurring in their body, right? Because it's awesome to see your body change and to feel that that you understand what's happening in your body now. You feel empowered. You know that you're in control of your symptoms now more than you were before. And the more you apply, the more you learn, the better you get. And it's so awesome to watch people blossom and grow this way, right? So we can do this. We can all do this. It's just a matter of, are you willing to do it, right? Are you willing to make the lifestyle changes that you need to make in order to get well? Yeah. So, all right. So I've been on for more than 15 minutes, and my team tells me I'm not supposed to do that. So, so I'm going to jump off here. And, but of course, I always check back for questions. And so if you have questions, please put them in the comments below, and I'd love to answer them for you. All right, everybody. I love you. I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, don't forget, is okay. That's Motivational Friday, right? That's where I'm going to get on here, and I'm going to give you a lot of powerful motivation. Of course, it's kind of what I do every day, but I want to see you tomorrow morning. Right? Come on for our functional Facebook Live tomorrow morning at 8:30 here at Heal Autoimmune Disease Now. If you haven't joined our group, just join. It's a free public group, right? You're going to learn a lot. And absolutely, I don't say this lightly, learning this information will change your life. It absolutely will. So, okay, I love you guys. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.